Posing for wedding photography has been made far too complicated. I know because I've taken nearly a dozen posing courses and still struggled to create lots of variety because none of them taught this one key thing: sequencing. In this video, you'll learn the system I came up with on how to create more variation in your poses than you will ever need with ease. I'm going to walk you through my simple two-step system and what I'm calling linear posing. Linear posing is an all-encompassing wedding photography posing system. Everything from the subtleties of posing psychology, creativity, quality, but a key component and focus of linear posing is on the classic formals: brides, grooms, couples, wedding parties, and family photos. All of them must have portraits that require an efficient system on a wedding day. And it's important to have a really good system because A, they're going to get you hired over and over again, and B, having a good system allows you to be efficient with the must-haves. And when you're efficient with your must-haves, you have more room to create quality, more room to get creative, and all parties involved are less stressed. All right, so first things first, what exactly is linear posing? Fundamentally, linear posing is an easy to follow two-step linear process for posing and creating a shitload of variation at will with all of your wedding day must-have portraits in a short amount of time. A pretty heavy emphasis is put on strict sequencing, and for me at least, this is where I've always struggled. I would have all these poses in my head that I wanted, but it was really hard for me to execute because I would totally overthink in the frenzy of a wedding day and end up getting only a fraction of what I actually wanted. It wasn't that I couldn't pose well or take a good photo technically, so I came up with a system that allowed my mind to free up, create variety on command, up the quality of my portraits, and allow me to get creative whenever I felt something come to me. The two-step system is made up of anchor poses and variations. Simply put, an anchor pose is a subject or subject's body position. Think limbs, shoulders, hips, etc., and body angle relative to the camera angle. Variations are what we will use to flow through anchor poses. Linear posing breaks things down into 3 core variations, and each of the core variations are 4 sub-variations. Our core variations are crops, eye lines, and expressions. Crop sub-variations are wide, full body, medium, and close-up. Eyeline sub-variations are looking at a prop or accessory, looking down at the ground, normally for brides only, but there are exceptions, looking off camera, and looking into the camera. Expression variations are where we could get a bit carried away, but to simplify things and what I think are the most applicable for weddings, I'll tell you what I use for bridals. Soft smile, big genuine smile, relaxed and serene, confident, and poised. But we still need the tools to navigate through these correctly, create variation with ease, and give our clients an amazing experience. So we are going to direct into anchor poses, guide through eyeline variations, physically move or zoom in and out for crop variations, and use what I call mental triggers to elicit different expressions. And some people might argue and say, it's semantics, those are all the same thing, blah, blah, blah. But for the sake of the system, I like to put definitions on things so they're easy to follow and use. Directions are clear and concise verbal communication to your subjects used to adjust their body angle, limbs, hands, feet, and posture to make them look their best. Guidance is just a more basic form of instruction used for guiding eye lines, which is pretty self-explanatory for people, so I wouldn't really call moving eye lines directing. Not in this case. Expression triggers are verbal cues meant to extract a certain expression. It would be incredibly easy to create variation through movement of the hands, legs, arms, feet, hips, etc., but that's not what we're going to do, and I think that's what causes so much overthinking and ultimately just brain farts when it comes to posing, because all of those things are what make up our anchor poses. And once we start deviating from our anchor poses, we're moving into a completely different pose, and that defeats the purpose of a simplified system like linear posing. I'm going to use this classic bridal pose showing off the full front as an example to walk through what variations can look like, because it's the easiest to understand and as a result, easy to carry over into posing other portraits. It's also one where you can create the most variety from one pose because not all variations are going to be applicable depending on the anchor pose. Okay, so we are going to direct the bride into this anchor pose, then we're going to start moving through our variations. The anchor pose is this: shoulder and hip angled away from the camera slightly, weight on the back hip / leg, front leg bent across. 2 hands on the bouquet, angled out towards the camera. Now, I want you to think about the variations I just went over. Pause the video for a second and think about how easy it will be to create a unique set of photos utilizing those variations from this one pose here. All we have to do is mix up our 4 crops, 4 eye lines, and 4 expressions at our heart's desire. Using every combination from the 3 core variations and sub-variations, we are able to create 64 photos that are all different in one way or another. Do we need 64 photos from this one pose? Very likely no, but by now I think you understand how powerful this system can be. Now, there is a lot that goes into posing wedding day portraits, and this is really only just scratching the surface of what makes a completely flawless portrait. So if you want to learn more about this system, posing in general, you can watch this video right here.